called Rhetoric versus Reality. And so I want to ask you, my first question, is this rhetoric or reality? Immigrants commit more crimes than U.S. citizens.
On a per capita basis?
Rhetoric or reality?
Welcome to Inside the Daily Gist, February 1st, 2025. Yes, my friends, how are you guys doing? On this channel, we talk about things going on the news, things going on the internet or around the world. If it's something you might be interested in, please do not forget to subscribe at the end of this video. Leave a comment and like us. Wow, appreciate it. Yes, Jasmine Crockett. We all know her. Our favorite Jasmine Crockett, she is from Texas. She represents district in Texas, but she's a Democrat. You heard me right? She's a Democrat and she was doing her job on the floor questioning, and y'all can see that she was not in the mood to fool around. Let's go listen to the way she conduct her questioning, and for the American people to actually listen and understand it. You know what I mean? In a simpler form, and she's getting her answers out, and the whole world can listen to it. Let's go watch Jasmine Crockett, and we are going to finish our thought on the other side.
Try to get through a lot quickly. As one of the few people sitting on the dais who actually practice criminal law in the state of Texas, as well as licensed in Arkansas and practice there, as well as federal courts, one of the things that you said earlier, Mr. Beer, really stuck with me, is that there are already laws on the books as it relates to those violent criminals. And I know this because even though I hail from the great city of Dallas, I can tell you that when someone would come in and they were being held in custody for, say, a crime, they also had an ICE hold, okay? And that was for those that had maybe been deported before and had re-entered illegally and things like that. And so no matter what type of city you're in, I do want to be clear, federal law already, no matter if it's under the Biden administration or if it's under a Republican administration, we all agree that we want to be safe. And I think that's the first premise that we're losing, because there isn't something that is tatted on my head that says that I'm a Democrat and therefore you illegal bad person, don't come for me, go for the ones that have the R's on their forehead. Now let me be clear about this as well, because we've talked about crime and we've talked about fentanyl specifically, and this is also something that I have dealt with, unlike some of my other colleagues. And listen, I'm going to be honest, because I actually want to fix problems. And I actually have a really good senator in Texas, and I'm sure y'all can guess which one is the good one. But let me tell you, if we care about fentanyl, I have multiple bills for that. I started on the state level before everybody started talking about it, and I have federal bills that my senior senator has signed on to. So I welcome my colleagues, because I actually want to make sure that my communities are safe. But as we start to talk about crime and statistics, Mr. Beer, I want to play a little game with you. It's called Rhetoric versus Reality. And so I want to ask you, my first question, is this rhetoric or reality? Immigrants commit more crimes than U.S. citizens.
On a per capita basis?
Rhetoric or reality?
Rhetoric.
Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask for unanimous consent to enter into the record this article, which states that undocumented immigrant offending rate lower than U.S.-born citizen rate, and this is from nij.ojp.gov.
Without objection.
Thank you so much. The next one, immigrants are just living off the federal government and contribute nothing.
That would be rhetoric.
Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Chair, I would ask unanimous consent to enter study that says undocumented immigrants pay almost $100 billion in taxes. This is from the Alabama Reflector.
Without objection.
They so much. My final rhetoric or reality question is, immigrants only enter at the southern border.
Rhetoric.
Okay, right, because they enter all kinds of ways. I just wanted to make sure that I put that out there. In fact, I have a few more questions because I still got a little bit of time, which I usually run out of time. We have talked again about crime, and there's been this overemphasis on it. And honestly, I can tell you that I don't want anyone to be killed, whether it's here or anywhere else. There is nothing about me as the child of a preacher that makes me say that I want people to die, okay? So I feel as if my colleagues from across the aisle have decided that they are going to make immigrants the boogeyman. It's insanity to me, but they also are showing compassion for victims, which they should, but they have no compassion for people that are contributing to making us great in this country. So, interestingly enough, I'm curious to know, Mr. Beer, if you know if immigrants contributed to these particular crimes. There was a mass shooting in Buffalo, New York that killed a number of African Americans as they were trying to shop for groceries. Was the defendant an immigrant in that case? Do you know?
No, he was a U.S. born citizen.
Thank you so much. Charleston, South Carolina, there were black churchgoers trying to praise the Lord. They were killed. Was that an immigrant that perpetrated that or not?
No, that was a U.S. born citizen.
Thank you so much. Now, coming home to Texas, there was an El Paso shooting. Do you know if that was an immigrant or not?
No, they were targeting immigrants in that case.
In fact, each of these cases, it was white supremacists. And so the last unanimous consent that I'd asked for is this article that states that white supremacists behind over 80% of extremism related U.S. murders in 2022.
Without objection.
Thank you so much.
There you have Jasmine Crockett, guys, doing her thing on the floor. I bet you our district, they are so proud of her. For her to be a Democrat representing a district in Texas, then she is speaking their language. And I believe right here, she is speaking the language that everybody can understand, that you do not have to be educated before you understand what she's trying to say. Simply term, why she's asking that question is just to showcase to the Americans that Republicans need to stop scaring, you know what I mean, or saying half stories about the crimes in America. Because as y'all know, Republicans mostly blames the crimes in America on the immigrants. You know what I mean? That was what they used in the last election. You know what I mean? To scare the Americans that the immigrants, they had the one causing, making the crimes rates to go up. But right here, Jasmine Crockett tried to explain it in a simpler term to the Americans that y'all need to say the full stories. You know what I mean? That is how I get this. How do you guys see it? Let's continue the conversation down there in the comment section. Y'all know Jasmine Crockett, when she comes with receipt. Y'all can see the receipt that she is putting it in the record because she knows that one day, or just like right now we are talking about her, people gonna learn, they're gonna read about it, and they are gonna know better. What do you guys think? Please let's continue the conversation down there in the comment section as usual. Let's respect ourselves while we come, and thank you to all my return subscribers, and thank you so much for listening. I will catch up with you guys later. Bye for now.